Kathy, if you want to go ahead and if you have anything new for
Okay.
us.
Yeah, I do. Hi everybody. I hear you're kind of in person out there at the realtors, and that's great. And I'm sorry to barge in, but I got told on Wednesday by a judge that he wants to see my smiling face next Friday for a long testimony motion hearing.
Oh.
And I thought my husband was going to have surgery this morning, but it's going to be this afternoon. So I have time now to do this. And I thought I'll see if my friends there would like to hear from me at the St. Louis REIA. And I had sent John something earlier, not realizing that he wasn't at home. Um, the New York Times got hold of an internal memo from HUD that basically does away with the requirement that you have to rent to a tenant with a quote unquote emotional support animal. So I don't have an actual new regulation yet, but I think this is reasonably sourced. So we're going to be, as we always do, looking forward to getting more information on that. And we will send it over to you and to John as it arrives with us. Um, so I'm very glad to report that news to you. I know we've always had a lot of inquiries about emotional support animals. Regular support animals, I understand people with a disability that, have a dog that can help them and that kind of thing. But, peacocks on airplanes, I kind of draw the line. So we'll give you more information about that as we verify it. I don't have too much else that's new unless anybody has any questions. Anne, um, Anne has her hand up, but I don't know how to unmute
Yeah.
her.
Oh, she has to unmute. Yeah, here you
No,
go.
Okay, okay.
no, I don't know what happened. I guess I accidentally hit the hand up and I was trying to
Oh,
get it off, so I'm sorry.
Catherine, did you say that it did change or it will be changing?
apparently there's an internal memorandum in HUD that says effective immediately, the department will exclude emotional support animals and more strictly police the definition of a qualified service animal when renting to disabled tenants. Um, it says they have moved aggressively to tighten the rules and scrutinize public housing roles, and that they believe, which I agree with them on this, that the assistance animals presented emotional support animals as a loophole to circumvent a landlord's pet policies, asserting that an entire industry has emerged to convert pets into emotional support animals, and request while requests to waive pet policies for animals trained to perform specific disability related services are presumptively reasonable, requests to waive pet policies for untrained emotional support animals are not. They quoted a lawyer who was formerly in charge of enforcing fair housing laws at HUD, um, who said that the HUD could dismiss or shelve thousands of appeals for disability accommodations under the new rules. Now, I'm hoping to get like an actual text of the new regulation before I tell you just to quit enforcing as and quit allowing emotional support animals. But I think this gives you firmer ground to stand on if you choose not to rent to them. And I think that a lot of them were a big scam. The point is made in this article about disabled veterans who might have had a specific and valid need for emotional support, but the way it had been carried on with people printing certificates off the internet and that kind of thing, that had gone too far. So I will keep you guys updated as to any additional information I get on that. But for right now, I think just the generic ESA is on its way out, and you'll be on firmer ground if you choose to reject someone for tenancy that has one.
So Kathy, this came out the Friday before the holiday, the 3-day weekend, and we got petscreening.com. I don't know if you know who they are, but they're the ones that we use to do the pet screening and verify if it's a true support animal or whatever it is. And they've presented to us before. And the CEO just put out an email, and I'll forward it to you with some more
Thank you.
details on what's going on. So understand that that's their businesses. They do the pet screening. They have attorneys online, attorneys available that they're the ones that make recommendations to us whether we should accept it as a support animal, as a emotional support animal, or a service animal, and how we should do that. So they do pretty good. That's their job. So I think that would be I'll share that with you.
I'd love to see that. And is their opinion now that ESAs do not have to be
It
allowed?
is. Well, there's still, I mean, they're in the same place you are. They're still, they don't want to be, jumping the gun, right? Because this is a policy change, and policy could change again. Because there's also another one that came up not too long ago, where fair housing does not know, one of the things that as real estate agents, we've always had to be careful of is we could not tell people if this is a good neighborhood, high crime neighborhood or not, if the quality of this school versus the quality of that school. We were not allowed to do that. It came out last month or so that is not a fair housing issue, that we can, as real estate agents, tell them about the neighborhoods or the qualities of the schools. So Missouri Realtors attorneys said, let's wait on that one too. So
Yeah.
because it's the same thing. Next administration might come back and say, yeah, we're going to put it back. So, but I'll send this to you.
Thank you so much. So both Dave and I will be watching this issue for you. Yeah, right, Dave?
Yes.
Yes. And we hope to get back to you with more solid information. I feel like the only cases that I see, are the ones where it was a bad service animal. It was a bad ESA. And so I may not be aware of many, many thousands of them that are fine. So I don't want you to go with my bias here, but I've got the jury trial with the video of the service animals pooping in the yard, and the people don't pick it up, and then they break into everybody's mailbox, and that kind of thing. So it's I might be a little biased against them, but I'm glad for you to have a choice and not to have one if you don't choose to, or if you think it's a scam. Okay, so that was a good topic. Thank you, Dave, for jumping in and for knowing that. Does anybody else have any questions or things I can answer for you now? All right, enjoy your day at the Realtors. I know that's a great space, and you're going to have a good time.
Great. Thank you,
Okay.
Kathy.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Hey, everybody. We were going to have virtual Laura, but since I'm here, I will go ahead and do our disclaimer. Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have in need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Ms. Catherine Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know. And like we said earlier, we are at the Realtor Building doing our pre-tax sale seminar. So John's kind of running back and forth, and so I apologize for that. But who's got something that you're working on? Yep.
She ain't gonna call me back, is she?
Yeah. Who's got somebody working on it? Anybody need a contractor? What's going on? See if John might be able to have somebody.
What?
I thought you could persuade somebody to talk, but
Do you have a list of hard money lenders and or contractors?
a list of hard money lenders or contractors. We don't.
What kind of contractors
What
are
do
you
you,
looking for?
we're going to have the resource, but what were you saying, Brian?
Oh, I was just asking, is it Jarrett?
Yes.
Jarrett,
Well,
what contractors you were looking for? What
yeah,
kind of contractors?
we're we're looking for those that can handle from basic maintenance all the way to full rehabs. We ended up with a sort of a glut of properties, 20 or 30 that are here in St. Louis that need work, from roofs, HVAC. So the contractors we have are doing a nice job. I just need more.
Yeah. We are actually working on a resource guide, but we don't have that yet. It's still in the production, waiting to get yeah, but if you have a specific one you're looking for, this is the place to come and ask. Bobby, go ahead.
If I can ask, Jarrett, what is your procedure at the very beginning with the contractor as far as the legal documents like lien releases, and you get a lien release from every contractor in the subs?
We do when the work is not before the work is done, of course, but after the work is complete, prior to closing. Is that what you mean?
Well, yes, I've been doing some research online, and it appears that they're supposed to give you that before the first payment, especially because you want to be sure that they're paying their subs who can come back on you. And there's a chart online that spells it out. Plus, it seems like all contractors are very different. Would you agree?
For sure.
Yeah, that's a juggling act. That just this is the most volatile area of taking care of property to me. Though it's more difficult than dealing with renters. Is that right, Dave? Um, so
Yep.
anyway, just because they're so different, I've decided that I really need to be more careful about the legal aspect. For example, I understand that, they can put a lien on the property within 6 months after the last day to work. It's just things like that. I was going to ask Kathy about that, but didn't. I missed. So anyway, I just wondering what you were doing, since you're doing a lot of contractors.
Yeah, most of for the property management folks, the lien releases um, really, we don't get a lot of pushback for that. But when investors are purchasing the properties and work is being done prior to closing or while it's in that contract stage, title companies won't close without the lien releases. So that it's like two different animals there.
Well, they're lending weight to its importance, it seems.
Yeah. But as far as like as a contractor, I don't think I would sign a lien waiver until I receive the funds, because I would want that right to put a lien on the property. So if I heard you correct, you were saying that you would want a contractor to sign a lien waiver.
That's for the subs. For the contractor, because that's for his subs, because the subs can still come back on you if he didn't pay him. If the contractor did not pay the subs.
So do you work with a lot of contractors?
Not a lot, but enough to be concerned. And I have 10 houses, so I'm not huge, but I've just, with 10 houses, you still you still need to be careful.
Sure.
It sounds like you're doing a whole bunch more.
Well, it's still a little confusing in Missouri because in other locations, there are actual like contractor licenses, and Missouri doesn't seem to have that um,
No.
same rule, and so it's we're still trying to figure that out. So still more to learn.
Mhm. Does anybody use Facebook Marketplace to sell?
We don't.
I did one time.
How did that experience go?
Um, because I had set up with a mortgage lender who also had a credit repair guy, it worked a lot better. Without that, I don't think it works so good. So, but when I could funnel people to the mortgage lender, who in turn would deal with the credit repair, and then they get a specific amount of time that they think that it'll take them to qualify for a loan from the mortgage lender. That gives you a team to work with. Without that, I wouldn't do it.
Curious as well if anyone has any sites or various places that they are finding properties that are being posted as off market properties. Things that are on the multiple listing service, easy to find, but any information that anyone has regarding off market properties would be really valuable. It could be anything from 100-unit multifamilies, but in St. Louis, all the way down to a single family house.
So you're looking for property that needs rehabbed?
Yeah, we have investors all the way across the board. Those that are interested in full rehabs to all those that are pristine and need no work.
How do we contact you?
I put my email in the chat,
Okay.
and I'll list my cell number as well, which is for those that are not on the call, 757-403-7400.
Jarrett Schaffer.
Great, thanks, Jer.
Okay. Thanks, Jarrett.
Anybody else working on anything? Need anything?
Laura, how long is the event at SLR?
I'm sorry?
How long is the event today at St. Louis?
This is till 4:00. Yeah.
And all tax sale?
Pardon me?
Primarily tax sale information?
Yes, yes. Yep. Yeah, we started at 9 this morning. Yep. Okay, anybody got anything to sell?
Well, I'm looking at selling some stuff, but I don't want to sell it to investors too much, but I thought
Smart.
I had our local city councilman in Ferguson offer to buy everything I had. But that's, Not gonna work.
Hi guys, this is
Hi, Robin.
I actually do have 3 properties to sell. It's one is in Hazelwood and two of them. And Hazelwood unit is a 3 bedroom, and the Hazelwood units are 2 bedroom. So they are actually on the market. And I can give out my phone number, but I'm driving, so I can't put it in the chat. So if someone else could do that, it'd be great. My phone number is 314-760-6350.
Could you repeat
Thank
that?
you.
I missed that.
Sure, 314-760-6350.
6.
And all the units are already tenant occupied and making money. If you have any questions, reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Jimerson. Okay, anybody else got anything? Ready? We will wrap up early today.
Um,
What was that, Bobby?
Dave Soto question. The Missouri statutes, from what I understand, does not require you to give 24-hour notice. It's just a courtesy if you need to go in and fix something.
Correct. Unless it's an emergency.
Pardon?
Yeah, you don't need to give it, but we do it as courtesy unless it's an emergency,
Right.
then we have to go.
Right. I've got one tenant. The payment's not a problem, but every single time she tries to tell our contract or our repair people when they can come and go. And she thinks she's got the right, like they come up and they're not half done, and she says, "Well, I'm leaving in an hour. You got to leave." So I'm thinking that's because it's so consistent. I'm sick of it. I'm thinking that's grounds for eviction, breaking the lease. That
It sounds like it could be a lease violation depending on your lease.
just constantly. But it's not specifically in my lease. So that's the problem.
Yeah.
So since Missouri statutes does not require 24 hours, and it's just, it's not that I don't get paid. It's just the hassle is not worth it. So anyway, I think I'm going to send a notice that we're just a notice just prior to sending an eviction if it doesn't change. Like the guy's supposed to show up again today, but it costs me every time. I mean, you can't expect him to come back for nothing. So
Well, I mean, I would tell a tenant that cost either cooperate or the cost is going to be on her.
yeah. Well, I'm starting to chalk it up against her deposit. Thank you.
I'm just having a real hard time hearing here. So, anybody else have anything? Like I said, we'll be back to normal next week. This didn't quite work out the way we were hoping. So,
Laura, I do have another question. This is Robin again.
sure.
So my question now is, I have a property that's probably in a D neighborhood,
John.
and I am trying to get the unit rented. and I have dropped the rent a couple of times. Or some ideas, but
I kind of lost you at the end there.
I am just looking for a couple ideas. I have a property in probably a C and or D neighborhood, and I have dropped the rent a little bit, but I am just trying to come up with some ideas and trying to pick you guys' brain and see if you know of anything that I can do to try to get this place with it. Thank you.
Anybody have any recommendations for Robin?
Yeah.
So, Robin, are you getting interested in it? Are people viewing it and just not applying?
Yes, a little bit of both. And it's because, I updated the unit. It looks really nice, but it's the location. I dropped it a little bit. So I'm just trying to figure out what should I do next, really.
So we've been having that problem in St. Louis. It's just not, I mean, down here in Southeast Missouri, there's nothing on the market, so it goes real quick. St. Louis has been a little bit slow lately. So I don't know, what to tell you that, but we do. That's exactly the same thing we have. If you have a quality product and the rent is right, normally it's going to get rented. But we're having the same issue with properties in St. Louis right now that we've dropped the rent, we've done things, and I just don't know why people aren't taking them.
Well, that's good to know. Thank you for that.
Could you tell us what area the property is in?
It's actually in North City, and it's even though it's in North City, it's a quiet street, and it also has some pretty good tenants.
There's a house across the street from one of my houses that took a property management company 6 months to get it rented. And I kept wondering why, and I would talk to the employees several times. And although it looks good on the outside, it's got a nice garage in the back. It's not a bad property, but the interior is kind of chopped up in the way it's designed, and both bedrooms are upstairs. And that definitely, according to the employees, was the comments that the prospective tenants were making. So looking at the pros and what might be a disadvantage, and interviewing the tenants who do look at it for feedback would probably help you to narrow down what the problem might be.
Okay, thank you for that.
Hey, Janair, did you have something to say? Go ahead and unmute if you would. Janair, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Your hand's not raised. Okay.
It wouldn't let me unmute. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say I have a 12-plex in North St. Louis that we are renting out, and I was having some trouble getting it rented out, and I lowered it to Section 8 entry, and then I just started talking to a lot of the different agencies, and we're filling up pretty fast. So that might help. I don't know if she's a part of the St. Louis Metro, but they're sending stuff out quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a good point. There are agencies out there looking for places for people.
Yeah, there are quite a few. There are some challenges, but I'm taking a lot of them that are the agencies are paying, so I don't have to so much worry about the rent being paid. Also, and I don't know what agency, because I just got one yesterday. The city is still giving out the 6 months and 11 months rent for the tornado victims.
Right.
A lot of those guys are still looking for places.
Do you know how to get on hold with those people? Like which
I know the Urban
agencies?
League is one of the ones that's handling that.
The Urban League?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good
Is
info. Thank you.
Urban League part of St. Louis Metro?
No, those are two different agencies. But the lady that came to me yesterday, she has they're gonna pay her deposit and 11 months rent. Um, and she was, whoever is doing it is out of the Urban League. I spoke to them yesterday.
Looks like I found a phone number. I'll put it in the chat. Looks like it's 314-773-0733. Put that in the chat.
That's St. Louis Metro or Urban League?
Yes. Yes. Oops.
I see John Lee with a picture of Nick, the amazing guy with no arms and legs. If we all had his attitude, we'd be all very happy people.
Okay, I apologize. Our lunch is fixing to be delivered, and I think I just missed a call from the guy. I guess, does anybody have anything else, or if we could just end a little early? Be sure and be here next week.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, John.
I guess it's more probably for Dave Soto. I have a tenant that I don't plan to renew at the end of the month, and I let her know quite a while ahead of time, like probably almost close to 90 days, so she could start looking around. But I just have a feeling she won't be out. What do you typically do if they're not out at the end of the lease period?
Well, for starters, Missouri law allows you to double the rent. So you can let her know that that's going to take place, and then other than that, you can have start eviction.
Okay. Do you start that pretty soon? Because it's like the longer she stays, because I want to get it fixed up for another purpose, and the longer she stays, then naturally that's going to be holding me up. So would you usually, if you do have to think you might have to evict, you usually start that pretty soon after the end of the month?
It depends on your lease. Our lease allows us to start eviction as soon as they don't pay rent. So, that'd be a question for Kathy on how you have that set up. But yeah, as soon as you can, I would, whatever process you have to go through to start the eviction, I would do that, because otherwise she's just going to stay. Even if you double the rent, she's not going to pay it, and she's going to end up owing you a lot of money. So,
right.
But that's the first thing I would do, is notifying them that, by Missouri law, holdovers can be charged double rent.
Okay. Thank you.
If we look up,
Hey, Dave, can I ask you a quick question about that, the holdover and the double of the rent?
Sure.
Is that exclusive to a lease, like an annual lease, or is that the same if it's a month-to-month agreement, or how does that work?
It's same with a month to month. If they've been given notice that their residency is terminated, then that's it. They've got to leave at the end of that term.
Is
So
there
I
any
understand
duration as to how long that double of rent can apply for, or does that stay in
there's
place regardless?
nothing says how long it applies for. So it's as long as they're there,
Okay.
it's double rent. Now understand you have to give them 30 days notice, but that 30 days is going to be a calendar day. So you cannot give them notice today and expect them to be out July 5th. You've got to get it would be the end of July before they can get out if you gave them notice today. So that 30 days is not 30 calendar days. It's a full month. So that's why whenever you're ready you want somebody to leave, you got to notify them before the first of the month. So if you had notified them last week, then you give them the month of June to get out. So does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, it does. It does. Thank you. I wasn't aware of that. That was new information for me.
So if we gave notice today, when would the double the rent take effect? Would it not be till next month, or would that include this month?
If they were supposed to be out at the end of last month, their rent this month is double.
You didn't give notice.
You don't have to give them notice. You could just let them know that the rent is now double.
Okay.
So that's different than increasing their rent because you want to increase the rent. You have to do that with the same 30-day notice. So, but because it's law, you don't have to give them notice. You can just double the rent.
So, Dave,
So
is that up to double the amount, or is that any discretion in between the agreed upon amount and any value in between that?
Probably a question for Kathy, but I'm going to assume that you can do whatever you want up to double the rent. But
Okay.
if you want them out, I would double the rent.
Gotcha. Thank you.
if we look that up on Missouri statutes, would we look up under holdover?
I believe so.
Okay. Dave, also, what are when you advertise through social media, do you advertise broad like Zillow, Trulia, Redfin?
So the system we use, it syndicates to, I think it's 30 different websites. So yes, I'm pretty sure Zillow is one of them. I think apartments.com we don't because they charge. But I would have to go look at the system to see exactly who it goes to. I just know we click yes, syndicate to all, and it's automatic.
I lost you for a little bit. I tried to hire you for North County, but
Yeah.
you're too far south, I guess. What syndicate do you use?
So the system we use is called Show Mojo,
Okay.
and that's tied to our website. So when you go look at a property on our website and you schedule an appointment or apply, if you schedule an appointment, it goes to Show Mojo.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'm at the Missouri Attorney General website, and if you go there and you look at, oh gosh, what's it? Publications. There's a publication called Missouri Landlord Tenant Law, and on page 4, let's see. I'm sorry, it's page 5. I just lost it. It did mention that. It does talk about the double rent. This used to be a pamphlet that they would publication that we used to get copies of, and we would always give this to the tenant. So they have the same information we have about tenant landlord law. Oh, it's on page 5, second to the last bullet. It says allow a landlord to double the rent when a tenant lets another person take over premise without the. That's a different one.
Well, that's one of my concerns with the same tenant. It's a situation where I'm sure you're familiar with where this woman is with Catholic Charities, not Section 8, but her boyfriend lives there full time and has a really good job, brand new Yukon vehicle. Um, and she doesn't give all their financial information to Catholic Charities, I'm sure. Um, so part of it, I just don't like to see the taken advantage. But I would prefer that he's there, he lives there, so he's not on the lease. There is I think a certain period of time where they can have guests, of course, but when it's been for a year, that's you live there.
Bobby, have you tried to evict them?
I'm thinking about doing that. Yes. The most important reason is because she she tries to control everything, especially my repairmen, who her 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 chief concern seems to be that she's in control, and she tells my repairmen to leave. It's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't situations where she demands service and then won't let them do the job.
Yeah. You have at least two rental agreement violations there that you could start that process with just, yeah. Your rental or your lease agreements or rental agreements, are they month to month or year?
Well, it was a year, but it's Missouri law says when it goes over a year, which it is now, it's month to month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you could just give her, and you may have said all this before I had to leave the meeting briefly, but yeah, you could just start. I'm to the point where I have no tolerance when a tenant does not abide by the rental agreement. I am ready to evict and get rid of them because I don't need or want the headache. So yeah, you can start that process with her.
Yeah. Increasingly, um, the temperature of the headache is much higher than the desire for the money.
Exactly. Yeah.
Except for my wife. she, she takes ibuprofen. Well, I will say that despite our slow pace, it's been some good information. So thank you to all of you. And Linda, you're with St. Patrick's Center, right?
No, I'm not with St. Patrick's Center. I'm with the St. Louis Metro Housing Collective, which we used to have our landlord events at St. Patrick's Center. And then the other connection to St. Patrick's Center was Jonathan Belcher, but he is no longer with St. Patrick's Center. So yeah, like for the upcoming landlord event, it's going to be at a totally different location.
Well, last time I was there with St. Patrick's. When's the next event?
The next landlord event is July 29th. And I'm going to have a flyer for that soon. We had a meeting Wednesday and we were discussing it. So we should have that flyer ready, like maybe this week, maybe today even. And we still have our St. Louis Metro Housing Collective meetings. They have moved to once a month, the fourth Thursday of each month at 3:30.
Is that online or is that?
That's online, yes.
And so you just go to St. Louis Housing Collective and you can get on?
I don't remember if the link is there, but I can, I can't access the link right this moment, but I can definitely provide it for the next meeting, this meeting next Friday.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well,
Is John still there?
Dylan, hi, this is Ann. No, John is in the meeting in the tax pre-tax
Right.
meeting. Yeah.
Okay.
So Laura is kind of taking over, but I guess she stepped away. So we're just kind of hanging out right now.
Oh, okay. All
Hey,
right. That's cool.
I'm right here.
Oh,
Did
there he is.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah, we're in
Hi,
a
John.
seminar. Did you have a question for me or something?
No, there was a lull. So I was just wondering if you were
Oh, okay.
still there.
Well, we could call it a day. I didn't know we were going to be able to do it like this here. So otherwise I got you on the big screen, but I wasn't sure how we were going to do it. So you're stars and didn't know it. All right. Well, appreciate you guys tuning in.
Thanks, John. See you next week.
I'll watch the replay and then we'll be here, of course, next week.
Okay. See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.